Hey everyone, hope you're having an awesome day, and once again, thank you for tuning into another Vintage Poke Openings video, a YouTube channel that centers around opening sealed Wizards of the Coast era Pokemon products. So today, I've got 3 WOTC booster packs here, 1 fossil, 2 jungle, one of which happens to be a first edition booster pack, so I'm really excited to open that and see what's inside. Now, I bought these 3 booster packs from the same local seller that I bought the booster packs from in my couple previous videos, the 3 Japanese boosters, and then the other 3 WOTC boosters that you may have seen in my last 2 videos. I bought these from that same seller. I paid $400 for these, so the first edition pack was $200, the other 2 were $100. I've dealt with the seller in the past, and he's a trusted seller, so I was willing to pay that price for these booster packs. Now, once again, none of these are weighed. They all come from different art sets, as you can see. 2 of them are long foil, whereas 1 of them is short foil. That would be the first edition. So they're all unweighed. We could potentially have 0 holographics. We could have 1, we could have 2, we could have 3. That would be very unlikely, but I would love to pull 3 holographics if possible. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at these and see what we can pull. Now, we're gonna save the first edition pack for last, so I'm gonna put that down here. And since we started with Fossil in the last pack, the last video, I'm gonna go ahead and start with our Jungle booster pack here. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and actually cut the top off of this because I wanna weigh out and see how much more long foils weigh compared to short foil booster packs. Specifically, I actually just want to see how heavy this extra long foil is, just for the purpose of kind of my research and determining how packs are weighed and what is considered a heavy or a light long foil booster pack. For example, I saw a gentleman on eBay selling one of these booster packs as heavy, but it was 21 grams on the head, and if you take the long foil off of it, it's probably going to be less than 21 grams, obviously. Therefore, I don't know if it would really be considered heavy, so that's kind of why I want to cut off the top and see how heavy it weighs, but we'll talk about that in another video where I talk about the difference between long foil and short foil booster packs. So I'm going to go ahead and try to cut the top off of this here. And it came off pretty easily. And I think I cut it just a little too short. There we go. That seemed to have worked a little better. And I don't remember the card trick for Jungle, so we're just going to go ahead and open them as we go. So first off, we've got a Paris here, and it does have the Jungle symbol, so we're not going to be seeing any no symbol Jungle cards in this opening. The centering on these cards looks to be pretty good from the get-go, but we do have kind of some green printing up here at the top. Hopefully that's only going to be on the Paris card, and it looks like it is, so that's good to see. So we've got a Bellsprout next, a Venonat, an Execute, a Pokeball, which happens to be the only trainer card in this set, a Rhyhorn, and I believe the next card is the rare. Nope, I would be wrong. A Jigglypuff. Oh, and there we go. We start off with a holo in our first booster pack, and we have a Pinsir. We don't seem to have any print lines on the front. On the holofoil, I should say. None that I can see, so the holofoil looks pretty good. Now, the little white kind of shadow that you see right there on Pinsir's arm, I'd have to look. I don't know if that's part of the card or if that's a discoloration. It looks to be on his other arm as well, and his foot, so I would think it's part of the card. I'll have to double check on that though. Otherwise, the centering is pretty good. Not perfect, but pretty good. Better than what I've had before. Let's check the back out here. And the centering on the back seems to be pretty good as well. We don't really have any white nicks. It looks like maybe at the bottom left there, we've got a little dot. Don't know if PSA would care about that. And then at the top, it looks to be a little weathered, as you can see there. That's what happens when you open a booster pack that's 20 years old. Overall, pretty good condition. Depending upon the grader at PSA, I would hope that would at least get a 9. For sure an 8, I would assume. Hopefully a 9. Don't think it's going to get the 10, personally, but it's a holo nonetheless, so great to pull a holo in our first pack here. So we're 1 for 1 so far. Maybe we can pull another one. So we'll get that one in a sleeve. So holo Pinsir to start. We also have a Primate, a Marowak, and a Parasect. So we're 1 for 1, as I said so far. That's a great start. Better than our last opening of Jungle and Fossil sets, where we waited until the last booster pack to pull a holo. That was when I pulled the Snorlax, so had me sweating a little bit there. I thought we were going to go 0 for 3 on all 3 of those packs, but we did happen to pull a holo Snorlax, so that was good to see. Now, the next booster that we're going to be opening is a long foil fossil pack. So I'm going to go ahead and snip this one as well. Oh, we missed a card in there. Let me grab that. I'll put that one at the back. I don't know which card that was. Okay, so in looking at these, the centering looks to be pretty good. Little bit off center. And once again, I don't remember, I think it's the 5th or 6th card in the set that's the holo. We're just going to go through them as usual. So we have an Ekans, a Psyduck, a Mysterious Fossil Trainer, a Geodude, a Slowpoke, a Shelder, and I believe the next one's going to be the rare. Nope, the Zubat. Oh, and we got another holo, a holographic Ditto. Awesome. Let's take a look at this closer. I don't see any print lines. The centering looks to be really good from what I can see here. I don't see any defects on the front. Let's actually, now that I look at this a little bit closer, not through the iPhone, but through the, just looking at it with my own eyes, it looks like maybe the centering is a little skewed to the right, but pretty good overall. Let's take a look at the back. Boy, the centering looks pretty darn good on the back. I don't see, really don't see any white dots. Maybe up the top right there, just a tiny sliver. At the bottom right, I don't really see anything. Man, that's really nice on the back. I'll tell you what, if it wasn't for the centering on the front, I would say that this is a slam dunk 10, just in my experience. But then again, nothing really is a slam dunk 10, so I'm gonna assume a 9 on this one, PSA 9 perhaps, but boy, that's pretty. And I'm just happy that we've been able to pull 2 holos so far. 2 for 2. If we were to pull a 3rd holo out of the first edition booster pack, I would be thrilled, but there's our Ditto. For those of you who watched my opening from 2 weeks ago, in which we opened once again a fossil and then also a 2 jungle booster packs, you'll remember that I pulled the non-holo Ditto rare in that pull. So I've got both in my collection now. So I'm gonna put that down. And this brings us to our last booster pack here, which is the first edition jungle booster pack. Now with this, the nice thing about first edition is while I paid about $100 more for this booster than the other 2, there's more than just the rare or the holo in these first edition sets that can be worth money. Like for example, an unlimited Pikachu in the jungle set, probably not going to be worth that much money to have graded. I mean, it's going to be more than any other, common or uncommon perhaps, but in a first edition set, a PSA 10 first edition Pikachu would actually net you a fair amount of money. So I've got a couple more card sleeves for us here in case we pull like an uncommon Pikachu, or perhaps like an Eevee or a Jigglypuff in first edition. All of those cards would go for a fair amount of money, not just the rare or the holo. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up this booster pack, and if we can go 3 for 3 on holos, I will be absolutely ecstatic. I'm trying to open this booster pack as gently as possible so I can retain the foil. Oh, we missed a card there. A couple cards. All right. Let's take a look what we have here. And I apologize, I'm gonna set this down. I actually forgot to, I was so stoked about the Ditto, I forgot to finish the other cards in our fossil pack. So we had a Golem, a Cloyster, and then a Golbat to finish off that booster pack. So now we start with our first edition booster. We have a Spearow. Look at that, right off the bat, a first edition Pikachu. I'm gonna go ahead and slip that into a sleeve. As those can be worth a fair amount of money in a PSA 10. The centering looks to be very good on the front. On the back side, not as good. The right side is pretty thick there, as you can see, compared to the left side, but pretty good condition overall. We have a Venonat, the Pokeball Trainer card. Ooh, a first edition Eevee. That's another good one. I'm gonna go ahead and sleeve that in a minute, but if the next one's the rare, I wanna pull that next. Nope, first edition Bellsprout. Oh, and there we have it, a first edition non-holo Mr. Mime. So we weren't able to go 3 for 3, but we were pretty close. Let's take a closer look at this one. Centering isn't perfect, as you can see, it's kind of skewed to the right. But other than that, it looks pretty good. If we flip the card, the back side looks like maybe a little whitening up at the top right-hand corner. A little nick down there at the bottom left, maybe. Oh, there's one on the bottom right for sure, you can see that. Pretty good otherwise, though. Centering on the back side is a little bit better than the front. I'm gonna sleeve that one up too. We have a first edition Rapidash, a first edition Parasect, first edition Nidoran, and then a Gloom. So there we have it. I grab our pulls here down to the left. We'll take another look at this. We have a holo Pinsir, a holo Ditto. We also have a first edition Pikachu, first edition Mr. Mime, which is a rare. I didn't get to sleeve that Eevee, but I'm going to here in a moment. So overall, I would say we did really well with these 3 booster packs. I'm glad to pull 2 holos out of 3, and hopefully going forward, we'll have just as much luck. So ultimately, thank you again for watching the video. Any support you guys can provide through a like or a subscription would be greatly appreciated. I am a small-time PokeTuber, yeah, so all of these booster packs, all of this product that I'm purchasing is coming straight out of my pocket. And as much as I love the hobby, any support you guys could show would be greatly appreciated. So once again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next opening.